Milli Vanilli was not an accident. It was a calculated product engineered by producer Frank Farian, designed to dominate the pop charts without the artists performing the vocals themselves. The real story behind Milli Vanilli is not just about a lip-syncing scandal. It's about manipulation, contracts, industry deception, and how two dancers were placed at the center of one of the most elaborate fabrications in music history. Rob Pilatus and Fab Morvan were aspiring performers with a look and stage presence that matched the late 80s pop aesthetic. They had ambition but lacked one critical element: vocal recordings that matched commercial music standards. When Farian found them, he already had finished tracks recorded by professional studio singers. He offered Rob and Fab a role as the frontmen, but with a condition: they would never sing. All vocals would be pre-recorded. Their job was to perform, pose, dance, and lip-sync. They signed the deal. Milli Vanilli's debut album, Girl You Know It's True, was an immediate success. The title track exploded on the charts. The duo's synchronized performances, fashion-forward appearance, and exotic backstory were heavily marketed. The public saw global pop stars. In reality, Rob and Fab were miming over the voices of Brad Howell, John Davis, and Charles Shaw. What no one dared to say was that the deception was known by more than just Farian and the two performers. Executives, engineers, and management teams were aware. But the money was flowing. The album sold. The Grammy was awarded. The press promoted. The scandal only became inconvenient when exposure became inevitable. Charles Shaw, one of the original vocalists, eventually leaked the truth. In response, Farian paid him a settlement and silenced him temporarily. But the industry whispers were growing louder. Rob and Fab were pressured. They wanted to sing. They insisted on recording the next album with their real voices. Farian refused. When the conflict reached its peak, he went public first, exposing the truth before Rob and Fab could control the narrative. The Grammy Award for Best New Artist, given in 1990, was revoked. It remains the only instance in Grammy history where a group has been stripped of the honor. Lawsuits followed. Fans demanded refunds. Retailers pulled albums. The image of Milli Vanilli disintegrated within days. What most people don't know is that Rob and Fab were under legal and contractual pressure. They had little control over their own careers. They did not choose the deception. They were chosen for it. And once they were inside the machinery of major label music production, they couldn't back out without risking everything. In the aftermath, they attempted to rebuild. They released a new album as Rob and Fab, singing with their real voices. The industry ignored it. No label wanted association. They were typecast permanently, not as artists but as frauds. The mental toll was heavy. Rob Pilatus struggled with substance abuse, legal issues, and personal decline. He died in 1998, at the age of 32. The truth no one wanted to say was this: Milli Vanilli was not a fraud by two men. It was a system-wide creation. A business operation that prioritized image over integrity. Rob and Fab became the scapegoats for an industry's willingness to fake authenticity for profit. They were blamed, ridiculed, and discarded, while the producers and executives who designed the scheme moved on. The legacy of Milli Vanilli is not about one mic failing or a Grammy being taken back. It is about what happens when art is replaced by image, when voices are replaced by contracts, and when performers are made to carry the weight of decisions they didn't make. Behind the polished music videos and magazine covers was a truth that no one in the industry dared to admit until it collapsed on stage.